Mayor, this question will go to you first. And this comes off of the internet. Both of you have been involved in the growth of the park system in the city, and it's a jewel. However, the amount of funds expended does not balance with the number of citizens using the system, especially the ballparks. It was stated at a recent pre-council meeting that players have dropped by 75%. How would you reverse this trend and promote more usage of these great amenities?
What we've done in our parks is we've allowed someone who's not employed by the city to run, and that's our rec president and the rec association. We have hired since a park superintendent. That park superintendent will oversee everything that goes on out at all of our parks. He will come up with the suggestions and the things to keep these. We hired Will Collins, who came from Gulf Shores down there in Orange Beach, the only accredited park in the state. So we hope to use his expertise and get these people back in here. He can go, he speaks to schools, churches, he'll go outside the county, outside the city, to get these kids to come back and have a decent program. I think one of the problems that I heard almost every day was communication out at the park. We didn't have anybody out there that would tell people when to practice, when they could practice, what field to practice on, or anything like that. Organization will help grow our park back, and I think that's what he can provide. Thank you.
Mr. Webb?
Well, I mentioned the councilman over the parks, so I can tell you a little bit about the way parks are run and the way things can be run to increase that. Actually, I've run this park director for 4 years, and I'm very glad that we've got one now. And I think this will help our park as far as the communication goes, as far as the revenue goes. We can have travel ball teams come in and play and actually have money at the door, at the gate. We can have money at the concession stand. I think the concession stand will be a big asset for us if it's run properly and by the right people. As far as Will goes, I know he's going to do a great job as far as the parks go, but he's going to need a lot of help as far as volunteering. And that's where I think we can actually use the help there. I was actually involved in the parks, actually started the Clay Rec Association in 1981. We had probably the best baseball program in the state for years, and it has dropped off. I think travel ball has been one of the biggest reasons it's dropped off, because you've got kids that want to go to a higher level of playing ball, a more competitive sport type area. So we need to bring those kids back into our park and coordinate with a director as far as our rec ball goes, because I do not want to have any kid in play not be able to play ball and not be able to play the sport that they want to play. We've actually talked about a BMX track for 4 years. That's one of my first projects I'd like to see done at the ballpark. We've talked about the guy that's bringing us in. He's actually runs the BMX track over in off Highway 119 at Oak Mountain State Park. He's told me this is a nationwide event. He can bring in revenue. I've already talked to Trussell. They would love for us to have this because they would know that they get people staying in their hotels and eating in their restaurants. So the BMX track, I think, would be a big plus for us and be a money maker. I know that the ballpark is not a money maker, but I would like to see it at least carry its own weight. And we spend a lot of money as a city over there. So I'd like to come up with some ideas and some plans that would offset that cost to where the city don't have to fund the whole deal, and that the park and the rec league pick up some of that slack. And we're already headed in that direction.